What's good, everybody? Or should I say happy holidays, right? So listen, starting this video off, I'm gonna be doing a lot of talking, so please don't skip through it. But the main thing is just showing you guys how to make the ultimate, I'm talking about epic, candy yams, right? Now, I done made these in the past, but we want to go over a few things. So some of the things I want to go over is just the fact that by it being a holiday, right? As you can see, I got a ham in here right now, right? I do have a double oven. If you don't have a double oven, so that means you got to start getting started making your stuff, kind of early. So as I'm talking, I'll be kicking you guys some gems, but I do want to emphasize that you can make these candy yams in a crock pot, or you can use the oven or a pot, just like this. Now, you guys can see it's not a whole lot of ingredients to it, right? So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna go over some of this stuff. You guys can see it. Don't forget, the full ingredient list will be on my website, smokinandgrillinwithab.com, and that's WITAB.com, right? So now I'm getting ready to put some fire underneath the bottom of here, right? So I'm gonna go with like something low, anything. All I wanna do right now, first of all, is I just wanna melt my butter. I don't want it to be too high. I don't want no brown butter, right? So we'll start with that. Now I'm gonna move the rest of these ingredients out of the way. Right, so you guys can see I got a casserole dish, right? This is how I'm gonna present it and show it. As you can see, I've already cut some of these down, but just to give you guys, just a little bit of a visual, what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna cut this little weird thing off the back end right here. Cut that off. And I'm just gonna peel. Some of this is gonna take some of you guys back to when you're, when G-Ma was in the kitchen, making it, this right here, look, if I wasn't making a video, this really would be taking me back. It's doing that anyway, but it just makes me think about just the good times with my grandmama. Both my grandmamas. My grandmama on my mother's side and on my father's side. I just like to do things like this, and I can just lose myself in memory. So, obviously, you got to peel them, right? So the next thing we do is we just cut these down into like our medallions. Now, some of these sweet potatoes, because that's what these are. AKA, the yams, right? So let's just say you got a piece that's kind of thick, it's okay to do this. So just cut it down, All of this is cool, You can have all kind of shapes, doesn't really, matter. Only thing that matter is, the glaze that we gonna put on there, that sauce is gonna be fire. All right, now that we got them all peeled, cut, I'm looking to see if anything I overlook, like this one right here, kind of thick. So we just cut that one down. You can even cut it, don't cut it too small, so half will be fine. Reason being, you don't want something to become so mushy, that when you stir it up and do all that, it start breaking up. But you'll be able to tell, because you can see this is not perfectly round, right? But after, we get this nice and soft and move it around, they start rounding up and just getting real nice, right? So I'm gonna set these over here like this. Now we're getting ready to come back and add all of our ingredients. You guys can take a look inside of my pot right here, and you can see how we're doing as far as melting our butter, right? So let's go ahead and move this around a little bit. We just take our time, right? It is being a holiday, like I say, doing it on the stove, that sometimes becomes a premium. That's where the crock pot come in at. Don't forget, I got some videos. Listen, I'm gonna put a link up for everybody to find everything and do what sits best for yourself. Because I've done ham, in the crock pot too. So listen, I'm gonna show you how to just not panic, how to get down, and have a stress-free Thanksgiving. All right, so we completely melted over here, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and raise this up just a little bit. We're gonna go with a medium flame right here. Now, if you guys come on over here, we're gonna start adding all our ingredients in. All right. Oh yeah, gotta have that brown sugar. Then everything else goes in. Now I'm serious, because sometimes I don't have that. See how that would go? Sometimes I take my finger and just move it around, but no, we're gonna use this spatula. You know why? Because I want to get everything out of here. All right. And now, for just a little bit of something different, we're gonna use a little maple syrup. Now we just go ahead and get down with our whisk. Now, let me talk to you about this. Here, after we put all our ingredients in there, remember we was on a medium flame, we want to stay like that, right? I just wait till I first get in a sign of some bubbles because I don't want to thicken here. You know what I mean? You guys can come in here. I want you guys to look. It's got to look just like that. Okay? So now we just take our yams that we already cut and we put them in here, right? So let me go ahead and do that. So if you guys look right here, you can see that it's all of them are coated, right? You know? So what's going to happen is, like I tell you guys, is they full of water. So as they soften, they're going to release everything down inside and it's going to increase, you know, our sauce, right, that we put them in. You know what I mean? So this right here is looking just the way you want it. Make sure that they all coated though, right? We're going to come back and probably come to it in about 20 minutes and then rotate it because as the bottom ones get soft, we want to rotate them, right? So we'll stir them up a little bit. You know what I mean? And that's what that stirring process puts yams and everything in the inside. You guys are gonna like this one. So you want to have yourself like a, you know, like some type of lid. You know what I mean? So if you got a pot like this, then don't have a lid. Don't worry. You can always get some aluminum foil and just vent a little bit because you want some of the steam to come out. All right. So now I'll show you. I got a pot. You know what I mean? I got my lid and then it'll vent right here. So eventually you're gonna start seeing some steam come out. Now, for your flame, you want to be like medium. Then I turn down just a little bit. I'm gonna just say a medium flame. You know what I mean? You don't want to burn nothing. You don't want to boil it, and then you want it to go ahead and you have that heat in there because that's what's gonna soften up those yams, right? So I'll see you guys in about 20 minutes. But this process only takes about 45 minutes. Okay, so look, my 20-minute timer went off. I want you guys to come on over here for a second, and you look right here. Now I'm on super low. You know what I mean? But you can see some of these are starting to reduce. And what I want to do is just make sure that when they are boiling, most of them are under, you know, inside of the sweetness, you know? So whatever was on the bottom, I kind of like just flip them up and let the ones that's on top get their time too. Now this right here seems to be cooking fast. You know what I mean? I don't know no other kind of way to turn this down, you know, to slow that process down. But if you come in here and take a look, you can see it's a lot more of the sauce in here. That's because the water that's in the inside is starting to, you know, like evaporate out of there and it's starting to become soft. Now, how do we check the softness? We get ourselves one of these toothpicks and you can see, they still need time. Like this one right here, that one need time. So look, we're gonna go ahead and drop him down. So where they are right now, and as soft as they are, you know, halfway through this, I'm gonna set a timer right now for about 15 minutes. So listen, we gotta think, right? So it depends on how soft yours are before they're, you know, that first half, you know what I mean? Then you can kind of like adjust your time. For me, I'm in the kitchen, and then I got a little treat for you. Come on over here for a second. The treat is, look, we starting our glaze process on that spiral ham. Yes, sir. All right, folks, so look, I done kept it real old school. This is the way it's been handed down to me, you know, from my G-Pop, right? He always had a toothpick in his mouth when he talked. But I'm telling you, I only have that because I was checking like the softness, the doneness, right? I think if you ask me, I went a little far as you know, my yams go. I usually don't have them this soft. They usually don't break up this way. But me, I've been doing a lot, you know, in this kitchen, you know, so now we want to take a look at, you know, we want to take a look at the sauce when we get it out of here. You know, so I'm just pouring this in here like this because this would be what I would display them in. All right, so like I said, okay, so I put these in here. This is gonna be where I present them at, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and take this orange. If you guys take a look in here, I still have some of the sauce in here, right? So I'm just gonna squeeze this. I like to have a little orange in it. Makes it a little bit on the refreshing side. Last year I did do a half a lemon too, but just the orange doesn't. So what you're seeing is, look, it's starting to boil. When it start rolling like that, we good. I'm just gonna stir it because what we're doing is thickening it up, that's all. That's up to you. Now you can see in here from me tumbling everything when it was all in this pot, you see where some of it has like broke off in here. That's fine, that ain't nothing but flavor. You know what I mean? So we just gonna boil this just a little bit more, simmer this like I'm doing, and we're gonna get it to go to the desired thickness that you guys like. All right, so come here and take a look. I'm just gonna show you, that's about as thick as I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Because you can do it super thick, that's up to you. You know what I mean? They are candied yams though. All right, folks, so look, this is the final, you know what I mean? Again, I apologize. I went just a little long, you asked me, on the, you know, on the softness of my yams. You know what I mean? But listen, I'm not finna do nothing. You know what? I can use any excuse why I go in here and get me some of these yams. Now, you know I done already tasted this. I'm just gonna go ahead and grab these right here. Now, just imagine this on your plate, that stuffing, you know what I mean? A little what? Cranberry sauce. A few slices of turkey, you know what I mean, and some ham. And then some of y'all gonna go crazy over that mac and cheese, but you get the point. You see that right there? Nice, clean. It's still not, just some of the smaller pieces, you know, got a little bit soft, right? But guess what, folks? Cheers. Oh man, you talking about loving your job. All right, folks. Now I told you earlier, you know, I was gonna give you guys some gems, right? It's really about the pre-thought, thinking about like this is Thanksgiving. Again, everybody doesn't have a double oven. I just been blessed to have one here. You know what I mean? So if you got a single oven, this right here is gonna be at a premium, right? So normally we start 2 days before Thanksgiving, and then you kind of give it some forethought, right? So when it comes to yams, I gave you guys 3 different options, right? So you see them right here, and we did these in the pot. Look how they turned out. You can do them in the oven if that's what you want to do, or you can do them in the crock pot. Don't forget, go to my website, smokinandgrillinwithab.com, and that's WITAB.com, right? If you look up this recipe, I'm gonna have it all broke down for you. You pick the route you want to go, and you know what I'm about to do, folks. This time I'm gonna exit this way because I gotta go in here and get me some dressing. I'm out. Peace.